Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Tia Prihatiningsi Idris. My number of college 2010422028. I'm from KB8 class. In this occasion, I will do the practice of structure and development of animal. I would like to observe the structure of system the amphibia class.
Frogs are amphibians, namely animals that can live in two realms, namely on land and water. The term amphibians come from the Greek words amphi, which means two, and bios, which means life. So, amphibians are vertebrate animals that can live in two realms, namely in water and on land. According to experts, amphibians were the first vertebrate organism to occupy land. Amphibians live in humid space to anticipate the loss of water from the skin because they don't have a good body regulation system. Amphibians are also poikilothermic, meaning they are cold-blooded. The tools and materials used are 19% alcohol, scissors, tongs, knives, injections, safety pins, and plastic bag. There are things to watch out for: integument system, muscularis, skeleton, digestivum, respiration, circulations, excretions, and nervous systems. The body can be divided into three parts, namely the head, trunk, and extremities. Anura has two types of skin. There is a smooth skin and there is a rough skin and nodules. In Anura, caput and truncus can be clearly distinguished, but the neck is not clear. In caput there are, first, rima oris, which consists of the maxilla, upper jaw, and mandible or jaw. Second, nares anterior or nares externa. A pair of nostrils penetrates to the cavum oris or oral cavity. Third, organum visus or eyes, large and prominent. The eyes consist of the superior palpebra, inferior palpebra, and the niscitans membrane, a continuation of the inferior palpebra. Fourth, tympanic membrane, numbered in pairs, located in the posterior part of the organum of visus, and large. In higher vertebrates, the tympanic membrane is located inside the ear canal. In truncus there are, first, dermals or skin. There are pigment grains and plica dorsolateralis, which have blood vessels inside so that gas exchange respiration can occur through the skin. Second, cloaca at the posterior end of the body. In the extremities there are extremities as many as two pairs, namely the anterior extremities, which are shorter than the posterior extremities. The male has a mating pad which is used to attach to the female during mating. The extremities function primarily for jumping and swimming. The anterior extremity consists of, first, branchium, which is supported by the humerus bone. Second, antebranchium, which contains the bones of radius, ulna, manus, carpus, and metacarpus. Third, digitive fingers, each consisting of three phalanges. Posterior extremity consists of, first, femur, supported by bone femur. Second, crus, supported by the tibio-fibula bone. Third, pes, which bone of tarsus. Fourth, digiti, 5 pieces, have a swimming membrane supported by bones phalanges. Okay, I will explain the integument system. The integumentary system is an organ system that distinguishes, separates, protects, and informs animals of the surrounding environment. This system is often part of the largest organ system that includes skin, hair, scalps, nails, sweat glands, and their products, sweat or mucus. Frog skin is soft and clean, without hair, without scales. The skin must always be kept moist because it tends to dry out, especially on the stomach. This situation allows gas exchange to occur, even though they have mucous glands that help maintain moisture. Frogs must live in humid areas. Frog skin protects themselves from predators and has poison glands that secrete substances that are uncomfortable and can evade the poisonous. Part of the muscles on frog can be seen in the following picture: musculus deltoid, pectoralis, rectus abdominalis, triceps femoralis, sartorius, adductor magnus, gracilis major, gracilis minor, external oblique, triceps branchi, gluteus, cutaneus, semimembranosus, gastrocnemius, and Achilles tendon. The next part of the skeleton. There are skeleton first branchium, which is supported by the humerus bone. Second, antebranchium, which contains the bones of rages, ulna, manus, carpus, and metacarpus. Third, digiti or fingers, each consisting of 3 phalanges. Fourth, femur, supported by bone femur. The next, crus or lower leg, supported by the tibia fibula bone. Next, base sole of foot with bone of tarsus. And the last one, digiti, 5 pieces, have a swimming membrane supported by bones phalanges. The next part, digestive system. The frog digestive system consists of mouth cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, cloaca. The digestive system starts from the mouth. From the mouth of food through the pharynx. Then the esophagus produces alkaline secretions that push food into the stomach. In the stomach, the food is digested and processed by enzymes. The stomach also produces hydrochloric acid to acidify food. The food enters the intestine through the pylorus. Then the food juice enters the large liver consisting of several lobes and bile, which is accommodated in the gallbladder and goes to the rectum and excreted through the cloaca. Function of the frog's digestive system. First, oral cavity or cavum oris. Cavum oris is equipped with the conical and V-shaped teeth with the upper and lower jaw. In the oral cavity, there is a tongue that serves to catch small insect prey moistened with saliva. The function of the oral cavity is to protect the teeth, tongues, and also initial part of the entry of food. Second, esophagus. The esophagus inserts forks. The function of the esophagus is to deliver food from the oral cavity to the food entering the ventriculous organs. Usually, in the esophagus also produce alkaline excretions. Third, stomach or ventriculus. The stomach is in the frog of insects which, when filled with food, will widen. The stomach wall in frogs squeezes food until it's destroyed with the help of enzymes produced by the stomach. These mini movements are called peristalsis. The how works. As a food reserve, the stomach in frogs is divided into 2 parts, namely as the entry point for food from the esophagus and where food exits into the intestine. The function of the stomach is also to break down food into small particles. In addition, the frog's stomach produces enzymes consisting of pepsin, trypsin, erepsin for protein, lipase for the fat, and amino acids. First, intestines. After the stomach, it goes to the intestines. The intestines is divided into 2, namely the first is the small intestine, duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The small intestine functions as a place for intestinal inflammation. The next part, respiratory system. The respiratory system in frogs consists of gills, lungs, and skin. When the frog is still in the larval stage, the frog breathes using gills. When the frog enters the adult stage, the frog breathes using the skin and lungs. The skin of a frog is always wet, contains many capillaries so that oxygen can easily diffuse through the skin. A frog's lungs consist of 2 elastic pockets that fall into small chambers, each filled with capillaries. From the lungs that is channeled into the trachea and goes to the bronchioles and the alveoli. As land animals, frogs use lungs to breathe. Their lungs consist of 2 thin-walled sacs. The lungs receive air from the oral cavity through the glottis. The incoming air will dissolve in the fluid of the lungs epithelial cells and then diffuse into the pulmonary blood capillaries. In the capillaries, oxygen is bound by hemoglobin in erythrocytes. It is in the form of hemoglobin that oxygen is circulated by the blood to all body tissues. The next part, circulation system. Frogs have a closed and double circulatory system. A closed circulatory system is the circulation of blood throughout the body through blood vessels. A double circulatory system means the blood passes through the heart twice in one cycle. The frog's heart consists of one right atrium, one left atrium, and one ventricle. In addition, frogs have an organ called sinus venosus. Sinus venosus is a channel for collecting blood from vessels that will enter the atrium. The heart of the frog will always be supplied with blood that contains oxygen and carbon dioxide. The mechanism of blood circulation is blood that contains oxygen from the lungs and skin will flow into the left atrium, while blood with low oxygen levels will be channeled into the right atrium sinus venosus. The blood in both atria will flow to the ventricles to be reprocessed. In the ventricles, there will be mixes of blood with high oxygen content and blood with low oxygen content. Once in the ventricle, blood with high oxygen quality will be circulated throughout the body, while blood that is still low in oxygen will return to the lungs until it gains oxygen. The next part, excretion system. The excretory system in frog has the main excretory organ, namely the kidneys. The function of the kidneys in amphibians is to filter blood and waste substances such as salt, minerals, and others that are not needed by the body. After being filtered by the kidneys, these substances will come through the cloaca in the form of urine with the process of urination. In male frogs, the kidney and genital tracts are fused, while in female frogs they are not.
The last one of the part of the nervous system. The following part of the nervous system in frog: first, big brain, small brain, middle brain, olfactory center, and view center. Okay Al, that's all for me. I hope it's useful for all of us. Thank you for watching my video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.